As soon as it rises over Salem, the sun's golden beams illuminate the picturesque town. Amidst the tranquil scenery, the birds singing and the flowers blooming, disarray is brewing within the walls of the Brady DiMera estate. On the inside, secrets are piling up and could explode at any moment. In the living area, Nicole Walker, who was formerly Holly Jonas's proud mother, paces anxiously. Worried and guilty, her heart races. A huge secret that she has been harboring might break families and ruin lives, and she knows it. Eric Brady, who is Holly's biological father and an ex-lover of Nicole's, notices her discomfort from across the room. When he sees her fighting her morals, he wrinkles his brow in worry. In a different area of Salem, Holly's adoptive mother, Sarah Horton, continues her day as usual, oblivious to the impending storm. Her entire life is going to crumble, and she has no idea what's happening. A tense atmosphere develops as the morning progresses. Whispers of secrecy threaten to engulf anything that stands in their way. In the midst of all the mayhem, two little boys named Holly and Tate end up being used as pawns in a game they had nothing to do with. The weight of her lies becomes too much for Nicole to bear as the day progresses. She approaches Eric and Sarah, her hands shaking and her heart heavy, her eyes filled with tears. Her voice is barely heard as she says, "I have something to tell you," her heart pounding in her ears. As if picking up on the seriousness of Nicole's remarks, Eric and Sarah exchange concerned looks. "What is it, Nicole?" With an anxious tone in his voice, Eric asks. Nicole prepares herself for the consequences by taking a deep breath. "Holly, she's alive," she admits, her voice quivering with emotion. "The warehouse fire did not claim my life. Grabbing her, I bolted." An electric current of shock sweeps through the room. As he stumbles back, his mind races with astonishment. With her jaw dropped and her eyes wide with shock, Sarah's hands instinctively go to her mouth. "How could you?" Her voice quivers with rage and betrayal as Sarah lets out a cry. Embarrassed, Nicole avoids meeting their accusatory stares. She says in a low, hardly perceptible voice, "I was desperate. My assumption that I was defending her was incorrect. I deeply apologize." The room becomes a complete mess as the reality sets in. People get angry, cry, and their hearts break. In the middle of all this chaos, two little kids named Holly and Tate hold on to each other after a long-kept secret shattering their world. Betrayal hits Salem like a ton of bricks after Nicole's confession. Sarah is still hurting from the loss of a child she thought was dead, and Eric is having a hard time accepting that his daughter is alive. Holly and Tate are ensnared in the crossfire as the mayhem unfolds. As their world falls apart, they seek solace in one another, clinging to one another in a state of confusion and terror. Additionally, beyond Salem's walls, an ominous figure waits in the dark. The infamous villain Stefano DiMera has made a triumphant return, demanding his due position as the head of the DiMera dynasty. Things are getting hotter and more complicated as time goes on. Adversity is the perfect setting for the rekindling of old rivalries and the formation of new partnerships. The stakes in the perilous game of cat and mouse that Holly and Tate find themselves entangled in are absolutely out of this world. Nicole is under increasing pressure to protect Holly and Tate from the consequences of her actions, but she knows she must act quickly. She devises a bold scheme to sneak them out of Salem under the cover of darkness, her heart heavy but her will firm. Nicole plots a daring escape with the support of her faithful companions, disappearing into the night like specters. However, they quickly discover that they are not in this alone as they flee to safety. Their every action has been closely observed by Stefano DiMera, the expert manipulator. He aims his wicked grin and mischievous twinkle at Holly and Tate, intent on using them as pawns in his sick game. Keeping one step ahead of Stefano's grasp becomes an increasingly urgent race for Nicole and her makeshift family as the pursuit heats up. Their adventure is far from over, though, because danger is always lurking around the corner. Stefano DiMera's hold on Nicole and her adopted family gets tighter as they flee for safety. But then, out of nowhere, an unexpected hero steps up to the plate. Brady Black, a trusted confidant and friend of Nicole's, gathers the good guys to fight Stefano and his henchmen. Brave and resolute, they engage in a titanic showdown that will finally decide Holly and Tate's destiny. Battle rages on, putting alliances to the test, calling loyalties into doubt, and leading to sacrifices. In the midst of all the mayhem, Holly and Tate are unwittingly caught in the crossfire, their lives precariously poised. However, a glimmer of optimism emerges from the shadows at the very moment when it appears like everything is lost. Nicole and her adopted family gain the upper hand in the conflict with a last-ditch display of courage. Everyone in Salem is breathing a sigh of relief as the smoke and dust disperse. Finally, Stefano de Mera has been defeated, and Tate and Holly are secure. However, a fresh danger is approaching in the middle of the festivities. A threat is never far away on days of our lives, ready to materialize at the most inopportune moment. The people of Salem will remain resilient in the face of adversity so long as mysteries need to be solved and conflicts require resolution.